Alright, welcome to my beginner's guide. If you want to play this game, and you can go ahead and download it if you're on a mobile device, the link is at the top of the description. If you're on your mobile device, just click it, it'll download the game for you. And you can play it with me. This beginner's guide is going to walk you through everything, including menus, what characters to farm first, yada yada yada. I give everything you pretty much need to know for just like a general level knowledge of the game if you don't really know what's going on. Enjoy the video. I love you all. Thanks for watching. Cheers. There's definitely some things you're going to want to do in Dragon Champions first, if possible. That way, you're going to have the best start. Now, there's some very basic things, and there's some very common knowledge that has been thrown around, but in case you don't really know, the very first steps once you download and start playing the game, hopefully this video should help you out, and it should give you a brief rundown of all the different options in the menu, and at least give you a general feel of the game, in case you don't want to have to go figure it out yourself. This is your main home screen, okay? Now, the first thing you're going to see is on the left side of where this campaign is, right where this blank spot would be, there's going to be a missions tab. Now, the missions tab is probably the first thing you're going to want to do, or at least work on. It's very similar to other games I've played, where if you work through the achievements and the missions, that's kind of your main goal and focus. And whenever you get stuck on a mission, you can go and kind of work on something else for a little bit and come back to that one. For instance, some of the missions ask you to clear certain stages of the campaign, and if you get stuck not being able to beat that stage that it's asking, it's probably a good time to take a break and maybe go do something else. Now, what are these other things you can do in the game? Well, there's these other options. The chests are just going to be your free chests you get. It's just tiny. You normally don't get very good stuff out of those, to be honest, just little freebies. The shop is obviously where you're going to make all your purchases, and then you have the market, you have guild, arena, towers, stars, which is basically like shard shop currency when you get extra shards, and then chests where you can purchase everything, your bank, which is where you just straight up buy coins for premium currency, and then offers. If there's any like limited time offers, they're going to show up here. Now note, in the offers, they are going to be in the next patch, I believe it is. There's a fix for this. They're going to be giving you back all of the offers which you may have missed due to summoning more characters while you already had a character upgrade pack. So for instance, if you have one of those $2 packs available, but you summoned another character because you had enough shards, that character's pack would not be available to you because there was one already triggered. They are going to fix this and give everybody an equal chance to purchase all of the packs because they are quite a good deal. I'm going to say a huge thumb up to the devs on this because this is the kind of retroactive thing that most gaming companies would not do. This isn't a sellout sponsor comment, just legitimately props for this one. Okay. Now, real quickly, I do want to mention the chest real quick. I want to show you what each of the chests will get you. Okay, so the common chest I'm going to open real quick just to show you. It's going to give you mostly just garbage, a little bit of this, sometimes a couple, like a shard or two if you get really lucky. And then the golden chest is kind of bad, but not terrible. It's one of the only ways to get coins. I mean, look, I got 150k for 300. That's pretty bad, to be honest. Sometimes you can get lucky. We'll do one more just to show you here. Okay, and 250k, 100k. Okay, wow. So that one was actually pretty good, all right? But that is not the common one because that one's so unlucky. We'll do one, or so lucky. We'll do one more to show you. That's not the common thing. Normally, you get something kind of more like that. Okay, and then now the premium chests are pretty good. Now I'll do one premium chest here so you can see these, but normally if you're going to do the premium chest, you don't want to do just the one like I'm doing here because it's going to give you something like this. Instead, what you're going to want to do is do the 10x premium chest here. Okay, so when you open the 10x premium chest, it gives you a bonus, and then you're pretty much guaranteed to get like one high roll in the beginning. And I got 50 of, I think his name's Snorri. Which he's not terrible. He pairs with Freezard, and Freezard's a good character. And I do like the Nidel. No orcs though. So this tends to be probably the best thing to spin your premium currency on currently in the game. Now, the practice chests are in case you're running out of experience tombs, which is what you use to level your characters, and it rows RNG. You can get the legendary tombs, which give you more experience. You can get the smaller ones, yada, yada, yada. And those are like, okay, I mean, it's kind of like a Wells chest, really, if you're just trying to level up your characters, because for the most part, just doing the campaign will give you enough tombs. I very rarely had to open those chests, okay? So that's the shop in detail. Now, if we go into events here, you have events, and it's going to kind of show you the primary event that's running right here. It's kind of like an ad for the event, so these aren't separate things. You can go into events, and it's the same thing there, see? But what it's doing is it's showing you what's going, and here, practice time. This is basically you just like level up your people, you get rewards, but there's always rotating events. Pretty cool. The one that's coming in 5 hours here is we're going to get a chance to get some runes. So that will be kind of nice because my runes are really not the best. And real quick, if you're seeing this recent to when it's posted, in 9 days, Solus is coming out, and Solus is going to require the orcs, which we're going to talk about the orcs here in a little bit once we get into the more detailed portion of the beginner guide, because the orcs are really good starting people to start with, and I'll explain why later. And if you have the orcs, he says orcs only, you can unlock Solus if you have the recommended attributes. So keep an eye on the events tab in order to see what's upcoming and what the requirements will be. Now, moving on to challenges. Challenges are kind of just rotating freebies is how you can think about them. Essentially what happens is one challenge will come out depending on the day, right? So, like I think Sunday have all of them. Saturday have some of them. So if we look at here, yeah, you can see daily limit reach. I've done all of these, but all of these were available today. And, they rotate depending on the day. I think there's 2 events going on. And then you just go in and depending on what level you are, you'll be able to do different tiers of them. And they just give you rewards, and they have different requirements. So you see this one's like tanks only, for instance. Okay, so they're pretty self-explanatory there on the challenge. It's not really too complicated. Now, guilds, this is, like a guild, a clan, whatever you want to call it. A lot of people wonder how do you get out of a guild, because you get automatically placed into one as soon as you're 20. You just hit the little red door there. You see it, okay? Now, a guild raid, these are raids. If you're familiar with Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, it's very, very similar. You can just join the raid. You can use your roster. The people you've already used get eliminated from your roster, and you can use what's remaining. See, I'm just going to click and just throw in these people just so you can see the battle here. And you can put your entire roster into it and do as much damage as you can. And depending on what rank you are in the guild raid, you'll get rewards, okay? Now my team's just going to get completely crushed because I haven't worked on these people at all, but you get the idea, okay? Pretty simple and not really that complicated. Let my guys die here real quick. There you go, in victory, and it'll say, hey, how much damage you did. It adds it to your total running damage, and then when that raid either gets cleared or I think when the timer runs out, one or the other, then you'll get your rewards. If you check out here, like I'm rank 3, I think, so I would get like that, right, for instance, okay. So not too hard to figure out, pretty simple, okay. Now let's move on. Arena, I think, unlocks a level 26, 25. I don't quite remember, to be honest with you, but it's exactly like Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, if you're familiar with that. If you see people in the rankings that have like a first and a last name like Isabella O'Hara, Allison Matthews, these are bots, and if you click on them and their player ID is the same as their rank, so his player ID is 2 and his rank's 2, these are bots. Now at first I was a little frustrated because I'm like, why do they have bots that are so strong? I can't get to the top ranks. Well, it's actually kind of smart. It's sort of a catch-up mechanic for other people. It stops people from snowballing in the beginning. So what happens is in a new shard, there's bots placed. You see this guy here from Team Instinct, I'm sure joined from McMull. He is doing very well right early. So what's happening is if there was no bots, he would be in first place, and on top of spending money, he would also be receiving first place rewards and be snowballing on everybody. So what they do is they see how they place the bots at like level 55 and then 56 and then 57. They make the bots incrementally harder so that way people can't get to the top ranks until everyone starts hitting about level 60, and it kind of gives everyone to catch up in time. Now, I don't think that's so bad. I've heard some downsides to it. Like people are like, yes, but I want my rewards early on. This makes you have to spend more earlier, etc. I've heard some counter arguments, which those are fair too, and I'm sure they have their own valid reasons. Now, Tower unlocks a level 35, and this is where you're going to get a good chunk of resources. And it essentially is like Galactic War from Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. You're going to just fight through waves of other opponents using whatever roster you have remaining, and as people die you can replace them, and you go through and you got to clear the tower, and I think there's like 12 or something waves, I forget, and you get to the top and it resets the next day. Okay, Okay, so now we're going to talk about the campaign. I'm just kind of save that for last because it's a little bit more detailed. Now, there's 3 different versions here. There's Dawn of the Order, Rage of the Clans, and Invasion of the Demons. Now, Dawn of the Order means you're only going to be able to use the Order people to go through the campaign. Okay, you're going to progress through the campaign. There is hard nodes, which are going to have like the pictures of the characters. When you 3-star them, you can then auto-battle them to go ahead and try to get shards of the character. That's how you farm people. And in order to beat it with 3-star, you have to be able to beat the actual node without losing anybody, okay? Now, Dawn of the Order means you can only use the Order. Rage of the Clans means you can only use the clans. So make sure that you are working on both a Order and a clan team if you want to get on both sides, basically the light and the dark side, to be able to farm everybody. Invasion of the Demons is pretty cool because you can use whoever you want, and Invasion of the Demons is also where you're going to get your runes. And runes are extremely crucial because without runes you're going to be going a lot slower than everybody else in the arena, and you're probably not going to win. So you really are going to need to be able to farm your runes, and if you work on both sides of the campaign, you're probably going to have a good team between the 2 different sides of the campaign, and you'll be alright. So go ahead and work on the campaign when you can, get as far as you can. That's probably the primary thing to do whenever you're wondering, what is it should I do right now? Try to progress in the campaign, and as you get stuck, either work on missions if you haven't completed them already, hit your raid for a reward, try to pick up shards from the shop, etc. There's a lot of things to do in this game, even Tower Arena. I mean, there's a lot of things to do in these type of games, and if you're getting stuck, just try alternating to something different for a little while, or you can always go back to your heroes and upgrade them, which is the next thing we're going to talk about, is the heroes, which ones are decent in the beginning, and how upgrading and all that works. Now, when it comes to heroes, it's pretty simple to do. When you're trying to work on somebody, I'll show you from the beginning, you can level them up using these here. Level 9, you apply a little bit of gold. Now he's level 9. I can put some equipment on them. Equipment's pretty easy to get. You get it from nodes, you farm it. Or you can get some in the market, for instance, and then you just equip the gear. When you have all the gear equipped, you can upgrade him to the next gear tier. He gets a little bit stronger, and then you can put more gear on him, etc., etc. And eventually, when you hit the yellow one, where it's like you can't put that on him because you need the level required to get it. So the reason that I can't continue is because I need to get a little bit higher gear level right on these people. If I really want to go as far as possible, I need level 44 for the next gear tier, yada, yada, yada. That's basically how it works. Okay, so that's how you work on the characters. Now, what characters should you work on? Well, right now, everyone's really recommending working on the orcs, and that's what I'm working on as well. And there's 2 really reasons for this. One of which is they're farmable fairly early. Like, for the most part, I can farm them at the moment. If you look for her, like, you can farm her at 3-3 and 112, so that's bright and early there. Tromgar, they give you plenty of shards at in the beginning, but you can't really actually farm him that much, to be honest with you. But I forget where. I think you get him for achievements or something, but I got him fairly early. Maybe I got him from just premium chest. I forget which. But Mortha here, you can farm her as well, 312 and 16, so she's early too. And then this guy here, Corkrim, you can farm him in 3 different places, 4, 6, 5, 3, and 1, 6. So fairly early, but not terrible. I actually need to farm these as well, so I'll show you real quick. And when you get extra shards, they're going to turn to that. There you go. So you buy this, like this, bang, you farm him. You get a couple of shards of them there. I got 3 shards there. It's not too bad. Now, the other reason people are telling you to work on orcs, or probably even the primary reason at the moment, is the first legendary character event is Solus here. And they are requiring the orcs for it. Okay. And so if you start working on the orcs now, by the time the event comes out, you're going to have a somewhat decent beginner team, plus maybe you'll be able to get some shards of this, some bonuses, etc. I might not make it, I don't know. If you're starting just now, you're probably not going to make it, to give you an idea. But if you really are a massive whale and you rush, maybe. Okay, but plus, on top of it, the orcs are pretty good. Like, if you actually look at her leadership, Rontha's leadership is pretty good. It gives, physical damage, magic damage. Orcs gain lifesteal, which is a pretty big deal in this game, especially when paired with, like, counterattack, which Tromgar has counterattack. So lifesteal with counter is pretty good. I really like her heal. A lot of people say they don't like her, but I'm actually going to increase this one. But I kind of like her chain heal. I think it's quite good. I think it heals for a lot. If you look at heals for the 2 lowest health ally, and when you get it maxed out, it's going to heal all the way up for 400%. So I think she's quite a decent healer as well. Mars kind of a, like a Fury Warrior from WoW. He has an AoE, where he goes around and does a big AoE spin, kind of funny. And then he kind of has like some passives and some moves to give him like bonus damage. So he's kind of the rager down. Tromgar is just a really good tank. He's probably one of the best, if not the best orc. And it gives a chance to stun on basic, which is pretty crazy. Plus, he can give himself counterattack and taunt. If you look here, he can remove 2 debuffs, but then his second move is what makes him so good, which it adds counterattack to him, as well as he puts taunt on. So, you're forcing people to hit him, and he goes back and he whack-a-mo's them and stuns. So he's just a pretty good character. He has a leadership, but don't get baited into it. Rontha's leadership is strictly better. And then he has like this passive pretty good too. When he's in defensive stats, he gets bonus defensive stats, but when he's in offensive stat, he gets bonus offensive stats. So, they kind of take a key from the warriors. It seems like the orcs are really different styles of warriors from World of Warcraft almost. If you guys have played that game, you'll probably get that parallel. But these characters right here, you work on them, the orc's pretty good. Plus, another orc shows up when you start getting 7-star characters and you get shards for someone you've already got 7-star. It turns into the purple stars, which you can use to purchase this guy. And he's quite good as well. And if you look at his moves here, he inflicts bleeding, and he does pretty good damage. And then this move, we go all the way down to the last ability here. It does AoE move and ability block, and ability block's a pretty good move. And then here he gains cheat death, regeneration, damage increase, and applies it to all allies, or not all, but 4 allies for 2 turns. Can you believe that? Cheat death for 4 allies for 2 turns, and damage increase and regeneration. And then if you look here, his passive is removes 1 debuff from 4 random allies at the start of the turn. That's crazy. That's like Doom Priest. So that's a nuts character right there. I'm working on acquiring him. I should have him actually very shortly. I just need a little bit more shards and we'll get him. A couple random tips here at the end. One of which is not really a tip, it's a shout out. If you're looking for a guild and you are just the world's biggest whale, I'm talking Moby Dick's got nothing on you, let me know. You can join the Discord. It's somewhere in my description. You can join my Discord and be like, hey, look, I've spent $85 billion in this game and I think I deserve a spot on the whale pod. We'll find you a spot, okay? Okay, now, let's go for random tips. Now, real quick, in the shop, the first time you spend money on Dracoins, it's doubled, so keep that in mind. I bought the $100 right off the bat, but don't buy it on BlueStacks because it's more expensive. But when you do buy, I bought the 100 just because it gives you $28.80. But if you buy the $5 one, then you get double $5, and then all the other ones like turn off. It's one time for you get pick one of these to buy, and you get 1 double offer. After that, it's back to normal price, okay? And then the best offers in the game are the $2 pack offers that show up when you summon a hero. When you like summon them for the first time and you just get enough shards, it'll be like, hey, for $2, do you want to buy this? And they come with energy and everything. So those are like the single-handed best packs in the game to buy if you're looking for that. Now, always make sure you do your arena battles if you can, because the rewards, you actually get paid out in premium currency, so it's worth about $100 a month if you're getting first place, maybe a little more if you're hitting it every single day, okay? So that's another important thing. Also, if you want to play it on the computer, I'll put a link. You can actually download BlueStacks. So I'll put a link. If you click it, it'll download BlueStacks, and it'll also download Raid Shadow Legends because it's just the affiliate link I have. But once you have BlueStacks, all you got to do is just go to the Play Store, download Dragon Champions, and you're good. I use BlueStacks to play it on the computer because I like to actually, I'm playing Raid right now. I'm playing Raid on my phone, so I can't really do 2 at once. And that being said, this is going to wrap it up. If you want to play this game with me and join the Whale Pod, in the description right at the top, it's going to have a link to download Dragon Champions. I do get a kickback if you do download it, so it helps me and the channel out a lot more than almost anything else on this channel currently. So download the game, play it with me. I love you guys all, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. You guys... Once again, I want to say thank you guys, because yesterday we gained another 200 subs. So, like, it's been going insane. At this rate, guys, we're going to hit 100K subs faster than I thought we were going to. So I love you all, and hopefully I'll see you at the 20K sub thank you video. Bye-bye.